Hello, hello, it's June Olson with Junebug Creations, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you live from Kalispell, Montana. And it's a Saturday morning, so I just have a t-shirt on, have my hair all flipped up, realized I didn't even do all the jewelry or anything, but I wanted to make sure to come live for you. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's do a couple paper pumpkin alternates, and then I have one where I'm trying to, let's get that out of the way, trying to figure out what stamps or dies to use, and maybe you can help me out with that. So let's go ahead and switch to our kit. So again, it's just in case someone new happens to pop in, Paper Pumpkin is a subscription kit from Stampin' Up! It comes to your mailbox each month. You either do a prepaid 3-month, 6-month, or 12-month, or you can do a month-to-month. It's $29 for the box, and let me tell you, it is worth every penny. I make the cards as designed the first week that I get my kit, and then each week after that we work on some alternates. Sorry, the cat was distracting me. So this is the Sparkling, or is it Sparkling Celebrations, the May 2026. Sometime next week I should be getting my next new kit. However, with the free shipping that's been happening Thursday, Friday, and today is the last day for the free shipping, Paper Pumpkin is included in that. Not the month to month, the prepaid subscription is included in that. And you can get that free shipping until tonight at 11:59. That's when it ends. So free shipping today, Paper Pumpkin is included. And not only that, but this week I have been running my birthday Your Bonus special. $35 order qualifies. It's all right. It's snuggle time for Benji. All you have to do is go to, oh, I messed it up, junebugcreations29.stampinup.net. It is June 7th through 13th, so today's the last day. You can actually quadruple dip if you place an order today, because 1, you'll get the BOGO, 2, you'll get the free shipping, 3, if you place an order of $75 or more to get that free shipping, you can also get the product of the month, which is right here. Super cute. I'll be coming to you live with some cute cards for this one. And then you also get your Stampin' Rewards as long as you have created an online account. So that is 4 ways to get and to maximize your dollars. The BOGO means that you place an order online and you can get that equal amount in retired product from me. If you are long distance, it becomes a mystery box. If you are local, you'll be able to come shopping with me. So take a peek at that. There are some posts here on my Facebook page that you can do, Junebug Creations 29 here on Facebook and on YouTube, except the specials are on Facebook. YouTube doesn't allow for just posting specials. So let's dive in. The kit comes once a month. It's all inclusive. All you need is a pair of scissors. They also have dies that coordinate with each quarter. So here are the dies for this quarter. I haven't used this one or these two. No, I did use these on something, but I don't think it was Paper Pumpkin. I have used this, and I did use this today, you'll see, but I haven't used this sign yet. I might have to see about working that into our alternates for next week. So they have those. And the new alternates, the new dies for this upcoming quarter are already available. I've just ordered them. We have 3 new kits. I don't have that printed out yet to show you, but they are coming. Next month is a birthday one. Too bad it wasn't for this month, right? But we have celebrations coming, so they are pretty timely with things. Now that we are worldwide, we are not only in the United States anymore. We are in North America. They had been in Canada as well. They are also in Europe and South Pacific. So yay for that. All right, we have adhesives, we have mini dimensionals and tear and tape. There is always a not a Misty Moonlight, there is always a Stampin' Spot. And I just realized I forgot my ink. There we go. For one of our cards today. And then there's a block in your very first one. I have all my stamps on blocks already, so I can't show you the stamps that come in it because they're all on blocks. And then we have a little bit of bling. Here are our no-fail instructions, and everything now fits. I can grab one of those too. Everything now fits into one of our envelopes. So you'll be able to, when you're done with this box, you can keep things together. You can slide that in like that. You can slide your stamp set in over to here. You can put your ink spot in if you want, but then you are ready to go. If you have any leftovers, you can pop those in there as well. It'll be nice and easy to keep together instead of having all these big boxes. All right, so our instructions are completely user-friendly, no-fail instructions. There are arrows, and this shows you your ink spot. This little roll here is your tear and tape. You have little, let's see on this one, you have little hexagons. Those are your dimensionals. On other ones, you might have gray dots. Those are your glue dots. So super easy to follow. This page is always your ingredients that go with each card, and then this is how you put it together. Very easy to follow. All right, so this was one of our cards, wishing you happiness. Oh. And what I did, because our card bases were so amazing, I cut them that very first time. I don't usually, but I did this time, and I'm so glad. And I just put it on white card base. All right, but I designed the front as they designed it. I just put it on white card base, and then of course used the envelope. And then we had this one, Time to Celebrate. Again, I cut it apart. Otherwise it was the front and backs were the same. And I put it on white cardstock, made the front the exact same as they designed. So I always make the cards the first time as designed, except this time I just put the fronts onto white cardstock, and then there are the envelopes. And then we have this one, and again, white cardstock into the envelope. All right, so that's how they designed it. Then I took this window and I cut one of the backings, put it on Night of Navy cardstock, used part of one envelope for the inside for writing on, and then I heat embossed the fireworks like that. All right, behind these windows, and then did the wishing you happiness. Then we took the this one. All right, this one was the one where I made a little bit of mistake in my folding, and I just have not corrected that yet. So I'm going to pull this one out, my original. So I took one of these, cut it into 3 strips, and did the card like that. Just a fun little easy fold. You can always go back and watch last week's class or live so that you can see how I did it and what the measurements are for cutting these. All right, and then today as I was working, or yesterday, whenever it was that I was working on these, I didn't mean to glue this down, but I ended up gluing this one down. So I took that window, it was my last window, and I took the Sunset Coast paper. It is not currently available. It will be available about the 22nd of June. All right, and you can see how it gives you that look, the shimmer of the sun on the water. And so I wanted to just do this little sunrise. To me, it looks like this sunrise based on the colors. A little sunrise one. I put wonderful, and then on the inside, you brighten my day. And this I took from a different stamp set. I think from the original Scenic Coast stamp set or Sunset Coast stamp set. So I just did that, and I love this because this looks like it's painted on canvas, because the original is painted on canvas and then they take a picture of it for making the paper. So then I have another card here that we're going to make together. All right, so I did this one, but you can see I kind of goofed. So we're going to work on not goofing this time. Let me get my pencil. There we go, so we can make sure not to goof. And I just did these are the days across, and put here time to celebrate. All right, so let's go ahead and do this card. It's called a fault card when you tear them and separate them out. So it's called the technique is called a fault. F-A-U-L-T, that kind of fault. Not nobody's fault, but the fault as in when the earth moves. So we're going to take our Night of Navy paper here like this. And if you're watching, let me know, what are you allowed to where you live? Are you allowed to use fireworks? And if so, what occasions do you use fireworks for? We usually have fireworks selling, of course, 4th of July and New Year's, but sometimes people keep them for other times during the year. So my question for you is, do you keep them for other times of the year, and what occasions do you use them for? So this is cut to fit. We're going to trim it down just a smidge. So we've got that little border. So I'm just barely cutting it 1/8 of an inch. And on this side, same thing, about 1/8 of an inch. Just so that it has just a little bit of a border here. We are going to be cutting some of this off because we're going to be tearing it and separating it, right? So we're going to take this, and what I did is I kind of just tore along the light line. All right, so I started over here. I wanted a little bit of that yellow, but I just kind of tore along the light. All right, and you want to tear it up so that it has that white. There we go. All right, so just like that, this is going to go right here with just a bare little border around it, you can see. Let's go ahead and zoom you in a little bit more, just like that. And then we're going to take this and we're going to move it down here. All right, we're going to be cutting this off. We're going to move it down a little bit. All right, and we're going to be stamping in here. So before I stamp though, I want to use my pencil and just make little dots so I can keep track of the shape. I apparently did not keep great track of the shape here because I forgot to tip back up this way and went straight down. So this time we're going to make sure that we tip back up. So I'm putting a little pencil mark here and here. And then I want to go here and here. And then I'm going to go here. Let's make sure that doesn't move. So here and here. And I just want it just to kind of give me an idea of where I need to be. And we can erase these after. You're not even going to see them. I see them because they're right here in my paper, but you probably can't really. Oh, maybe right there you can kind of see them. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my embossing buddy, and I'm just going to swipe across here 2 times. But where is my brush? There we go. I don't want that super white, so I'm going to brush that out because it is a dark paper, so you have to be careful not to pound it. I guess I kind of pounded it a little bit. So then we're going to bring in our Versamark, and I am using These Are the Days from This is from the Happiness is Here, #1, and then #2, from the virtual album retreat. These are the stamp sets that came with the virtual album retreat, and I'm using These Are the Days. And we're going to stamp it in that lineup. But I don't want it to get all over my glass. And I'm going to be stamping off the edge so that These Are the Days is kind of in the middle. So I'm doing days here and following my pencil mark. So the days. And then I'm going to go, these are the days. And then these are, and we're going to have it come back up. There we go. All right, we're going to cover this. We're going to bring in our embossing powder. I know I don't use embossing powder that much, but these cards with all their sparkly, they really needed it. Flip that over. Tap it down. All right. And then before I emboss, I want to make sure to just brush off anything extra. It looks like I got some fingerprints on here, but that's okay because it's going to be covered by paper. So you just want to make sure anything that, oh, what happened there? That one did not stamp well. All right, so we're going to, this is how you fix that. All right, so I made a mistake. Let me show you. This got a little bit messed up, this stamping. So what I do is I just swipe it off. All right. And then we will re-stamp it. These are, so we're going to carefully re-stamp it, and let's see if that worked. Nope, it didn't work. All right, I'm going to get another piece of paper. Oops. Because we want it to look nice. So that is one that will become a scrap, or I will use it with something else and cover it. All right, so we're going to try this again. There we go. All right, so this is just me being pickier, but that was kind of a blob, and it was not savable that I could think of. All right, so we'll use our pencil and just make our little marks. And you can't even see them with the paper on. All right, let's try this again. We're going to stamp it. I'm going to go backwards. These are, link it up. There we go. These are the days. Let's try this again. Oh, I forgot to use my embossing buddy. See, sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. And either way, it's fine. So we're going to flick this off, come around up here. I'm going to use our little brush. You can still see my fingerprints, so you can see how your oils will catch the powder. See that? So you want to be careful. I thought I washed my hands before we started doing this, but this paper must be super sensitive to it. Or I know I washed my hands. I shouldn't say I thought I washed my hands. I know I washed my hands, but apparently it's super super sensitive. So let's go ahead and heat emboss this so you'll be able to watch it turn. Ooh, it's hot. See how it's going from dull to silver? All right. So you have your dull to silver. These are the days. All right. So this is going to go in here. And this is going to go right here. All right, so we're going to glue this down. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my liquid glue because it's right here. It's quick and easy. You can use either liquid glue or you can use your tear and tape that comes in the kit. All right, here we go. And we're going to put that up here like that. All right, and then this one is going to go down here like that, and we're going to cut off about 3/4 of an inch off the bottom. All right, so 3/4 of an inch right here. Oh, that was not the trimmer, that was the scoring blade. All right, so this is going to then go down here. All right, come on, glue. Don't fail me now. There we go. All right. Then also just a slight border on this. All right. There we go. And then we have the inside like this. That'll go on the inside of your card. Like that. And then what I did is I then just glued this down. All right, on top of it. Sorry, that was my hubby. Didn't look at the calendar to see that I was live. There we go, like that. All right. So there is that card. You could add some other stuff. I was adding this and just keeping it simple. These are the days. On the inside, you can do the time to celebrate. I'm leaving this blank for inside just in case I use it for something else. But this is a fun, simple card using the front and then just adding in another card base. The next card I have for you is not finished because I couldn't figure out what stamps to use. So I went through some of my past paper pumpkins, and then I also went through some of my current stamps. Let's see. Let me scroll out for you. Let's see. And so I was trying to figure out what to use. This is the card, and we'll finish this card up next week. But this is the card, and so you can see I have red, white, and blue. So I'm going with the 4th of July theme, right? So my question for you is, which one should I do? And should I just do Happy 4th of July or just Happy 4th? I'm really not sure. And the only numbers I have from Paper Pumpkin are these big ones. And then I have these smaller ones. So I thought about using those. I thought about using these letters because I could glue them on versus stamping them. I have this happy. I have this happy. And then I do have a July, but I mean, look how small it is. So I was trying to figure out what to do. I have these big numbers. I have these 2 different size numbers. So what do you think would look good on this card? Because like this is way big, but I could put Happy 4th and just use one of these numbers, because we could do happy, and I could stamp that on some white and do that across there. But I just got to this point and was like, I don't know where to go from here. My brain ran out of ideas because I didn't have one that just says Happy 4th of July. And I went through every Paper Pumpkin stamp set that I still currently own. I tend to put them in giveaways. I tend to put them in, I have some odds and ends boxes that I put them in. So they might be in there, but I don't currently have available to me a 4th of July one. So I was leaning towards the die cut for the July and this happy, or just the Happy 4th and use like this size lettering. That's where I'm leaning, but I am open to your ideas. And what do you think? This seems pretty big, personally, but it does have the 4 and then the TH. I could use the TH with whatever other numbers I do. So I'm looking for your help and your ideas on how to do a Happy 4th of July card. I know, kind of weird. I've never done that before you. I don't usually get this stumped, and I've got my ideas ready for you, but this time around I just could not choose, and I might just need to play with different ones and then put them on and see what you think. So maybe for next Friday, we're going to go back to Fridays at 3:33, because I thought maybe that would help me remember, that would help you remember. So Paper Pumpkin Playdate will be on Fridays at 3:33, because mornings just don't seem to work in this household right now for Friday lives. And I don't know, I may end up having to change my Paper Pumpkin Playdate day again, because it just has not been, it's not been coming together. But we will keep plugging away at it. So let me know what you think. Which ones of these, or what combination of these, should we use for a Happy 4th of July or Happy 4th card sentiment for this card? All right, and we'll be adding some bling to this too, I think. I love the little stars. What I did was, and I don't have it on here, but I have the red card base, so this is to that, and under here I have white, and then under here I have the blueberry bushel, so you can see the red, white, and blue. All right, so let me know what you think. Which one should we use for our sentiment? How should we word it? Just Happy 4th, or use a smaller happy and do the 4th big and the 4th of July? Because it is the 250th birthday this year. So I definitely wanted to do a few patriotic cards, but then I got stuck because I really didn't have anything that all came together. Now I could use these two and do Happy 4th of July. It would either be all capitals or all lowercase. That's the only thing. And this one has the block letters with it. So I might just play around and make a bunch of different titles or sentiments that I think would work and see what you think next week. So let's check it out next Friday. We'll meet back here. You tell me in the meantime in the comments below what you think I should do, and I will do a combination of them. Probably could have done that for today, but I just kind of like totally blanked out. I dug through my paper pumpkin stamps for probably 2 or 3 times looking for something that would work. Went through all my other ones. I didn't go into my other retired ones. I could look there. I know I don't have any specific 4th of July, but I'm just looking for numbers and letters that we can put together. So give me some ideas. What do you think of the ones that I showed you that I should use? And next week we will finish this card together and make a couple more. All right. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. Until then, bye-bye. Oh, before I forget, last chance today, free shipping on orders of $75 or more. When you hit that 75, you can also get the Wild Bunch stamp set for $5, and last day for the birthday BOGO. Whatever you spend in the online store, you get back in retired product as well. So it's double your bang for your buck. Although if you use the free shipping, it's a triple, and then you also get your Stampin' Rewards. So make sure you have an account. JuneBugCreations29.stampinup.net. See you later.